How do you go from being a criminal to an inspirational speaker in your top class of one trying to ask?
It's a very good question. And I wish I had an answer for you. I wish I had an easy, well-spoken answer that you could write down. Like, yep, sweet, I'll just do that. But it's not easy. And most of you won't do it, unfortunately. Some of you will get all motivated from this talk. Some of you will feel like you're going to do something. And then life will get in the way. And maybe your deadbeat dad will tell you to stop trying. Or maybe your friends will put you down. Or maybe it's like, you know what, I can't be fucked. I didn't like that guy's talk. But if you have a burning desire, which is what I'm trying to light inside of you now, if you have a burning desire to do something, and you should want to do something, I mean, I remember your age, I didn't see life as a gift, but it is. I'm old, but I'm not that old, 32. And 10 years, even 10 years ago, I wasn't qualified to speak to you. 5 years ago, I was in high schools in Queensland talking to kids. Maybe even then not that inspirational. It takes time. It takes time, man. But the reason I was just talking about this with the lady that was interviewing me. How? That's the question. The Queensland government let me go into prisons in Townsville to coach prisoners. How? How did you do it? Why did you do it? Well, what's the alternative? What's the alternative for you guys? Like, if you flunk out of school, what's the alternative? I've seen your I know you have some friends that are drug addicts. I know you have some friends that have dropped out of school. I know you have some friends that have already got jobs now, and they're like, yeah, I'm getting $20 an hour. Like, just get a job, man. It's awesome. I used to drive trucks with no license. I photoshopped up a truck license. I used to work in factories. I would take boxes from one side of the other to the other. I'd pick up boxes, take it from one side to the other, 12 hours a day. What's the alternative? I mean, you guys are probably bored in school. Wait till you get into the workplace. Wait till you have to pay bills. Because I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I'm either going to shoot myself in the head because I can't deal with everything I went through in the past, or I can take this pain and I can do something with it. I love speaking. I love educating. I love motivating. And it keeps me going each and every single day. I'll give you a powerful lesson if you can understand this. I'll try and explain it as simply as possible. Who has this mentality here? And I want you to raise your hand to be honest. Who has this mentality here where you try and do as little as possible without the teacher seeing you? You try and do as little as possible without getting in trouble. Yeah. That shit needs to stop. I know, I used to do the same thing. And I appreciate the honesty. Good on you guys. This is how you need to think. What is the most I can do before the school bell goes? What is the most I can do before? That's it. Write this down. This is a powerful lesson. If you understand this will change your life. What's the most I can do for Ben? What's the most I can do before the hour is over? What's the most I can do before the end of the day? What's the most I can do before the end of the year? And you might think, why would I want to do that? I like being lazy. I like getting away with doing fuck all. You ever seen a 40-year-old working in McDonald's? You ever seen a 40, 50-year-old sweeping floors? And you thought, how did they get that? I'm not going to be a fucking loser like them. If you keep trying to do as little as possible, every single hour, every single day for the rest of your life, Ben might not see, I might not see, your mum and dad might not see, but in 20 years, you'll be that dude sweeping floors. You'll be that dude in the bar telling everyone about you were going to be this and you were going to be that, but how life was unfair. And this is the biggest shift I had in my mindset. I'm a business owner now. I call it the employee versus business mentality. An employee gets paid by the hour, and it's generally not a lot. Now, raise your hands with this question. Who would rather have a lot of money and freedom, and who would rather have a 9-to-5 job where they can do fuck all with their life? So hands up for money and freedom, and hands up for 9-to-5 job. All right, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And it's all right. You can have whatever you want. Like, you don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be a business owner. If you want to sweep floors for the rest of your life and hang out at the bar every weekend, like, that's what you actually want to do, that's awesome. You figured out what you want to do. That's awesome. The chances are you ain't going to live a very happy life. And as a business owner, each and every single, like, I have people that look up to me. I have people that rely on me. Ben relies on me. His family relies on me. You guys rely on me. So I need to show up. And I need to work hard. And I need to give the best I can. What an employee does, what a loser does, what someone that is going to waste their time on this life does, they try and do as little as possible without getting caught. And it's like a credit card. God, I hope none of you have a credit card. It's like you keep swiping, you keep swiping, you keep swiping. I'll get to your question in a second. You keep swiping, you keep swiping. And it's fun and it's easy. And then the bill comes. And you're fucked for the rest of your life. And Ben didn't mention about censoring my language, so I apologize, kids. Gentleman in the hat, what's your question?
Yeah, is there anything that made like your career just go boom? Like, did someone recognize you, or the institute recognize you, or did you just, like you said, work it from the bottom to the top?
You always start at the bottom.
Yeah, you always start at
Yeah, you always start at the bottom. And most people don't want to do that because no one wants to do the hard work. But what made me change, what made me shift, I started telling the truth. I started telling the truth. And you probably see someone like me and you think I'm going to talk about protein powders. I'm going to give you a 10% discount code down at ASN. I'm going to talk about bicep curls and just stupid shit.
So you start telling people what they should hear, not what they want to hear.
Exactly. Good answer. Tell people what they should hear. Tell people the truth, and the truth hurts sometimes. Tell your mum, hey, I don't want to do year 12. I want to go traveling around the world. Or I want to go to uni and do this, even though you don't want to do it. Like, tell your parents the truth. Tell your friends, tell yourself the truth. You may not even know the truth. I want you to write this down. I want you to write, what does your name want? What does insert your name want? And these are the conversations I wish I had with myself when I was your age, but no one taught me how to do this. They taught me to sit down and shut the fuck up and do algebra, and it doesn't get you anywhere. It's true. I run a fucking business. I've never done algebra in my life.
What did Jess want? What did Bailey want? What did Billy want? What does Heath want? Yep.
Up the back there.
You mentioned that you used to be into drugs and alcohol, so you would have had mates. They're still good mates. They are your good mates, but they're not probably the best for you.
Cut them loose. Cut them loose. Because how easy is it to get your life together? How easy is it to win at life on your own? Like, are you guys where you want to be? Like, with your grades? With your grades? Like, do you have good grades? Are you happy? Do you have at least like $1,000 in the bank from like working at Hungry Jack's or Burger King? Like, is your life where you want it to be now? And if it's not, man, you don't have time to help someone else. And this was a hard thing for me as well. Like, I've had hundreds and hundreds of friends over there. Everyone's my friend these days. But people will pull you down. Tall poppy syndrome. If you get too good, they'll pull you down. And the people there at the bottom, they'll pull you down even further. So cut them loose. And that's hard. I know it's hard. And you feel like a loser on your own, particularly at your age. But I'm on my own like most of the time. And I'm quote unquote cool to young guys now. But it's the time on your own where I can read books, or I can travel, or I can meditate, where I'm in the gym. I'm very rarely spending time with people. And when I do, it's people that I want to be around. I'm not just hanging around. I don't just hang. I don't hang with people. I don't have time for that. I spend time with people I want to spend time with. I spend time. It's an exchange. You guys are taking something from me right now, but I'm taking something from you as well. You guys are inspiring me to get better. So it's an exchange. And it's always an exchange. If someone's giving you nothing, cut them loose. If they just want to hang and take your time is precious. And you may not realize that now. But people that get to 40, 50, 60, 70, the thing they'll tell you, man, I never thought I'd get to this age. I wish I did more. I wish I didn't spend time with Jono, but he's smoking bongs 5 hours a day every day. Really should have done something different. Cut him loose. And I want you to take advantage of this situation, because I remember what it would have been like in school for me. I would have sat there and said nothing because it's cool. But if you've got something to say, I'll give you the truth and I'll give you the answer you need. It's the same thing as life. It won't give you anything unless you ask the question.
Sounds good.
So with your past and your criminal record, how do you change? How do you change your self-image? How do you look at yourself in the mirror and see a different person from what you used to see?
That's a very good question. I still see that person some days. I still doubt myself some days. I still remember my criminal reference number 190800. They label you. And this is another reason why I speak to you guys. Because you won't survive. You will not survive what I went through. And those people that go in and out of prison, you think, why would they keep going back there? Because there's a turning point in your life, and change is not easy. Doing the same shit is easy. Being like the people around you is easy. I.e. why I said cut loose your dead shit friends. But to change your identity is hard. And if your parents beat you, if the kids make fun of you, man, I can't even imagine what it's like to be a kid these days. You've got Instagram, everyone's living a fucking perfect life. I'm sure Ben will teach you this stuff. It's just every day. Write down your goals. I'm a good person. I love myself. I'm doing the right thing. And I know that sounds fucking lame. But dude, that's the answer. Write it down every morning. I'm a good person. This is what I'm doing. I love myself. And so on. Just write nice things about you, because unfortunately sometimes the only positive conversation is the conversation you have with yourself. And like I said about not doing enough when someone's watching, that shows up when you're on your own. You're like, fuck, I could have done better at that test. I could have showed up at that person's birthday. I could have spent more time with grandma, but I wanted to fucking sit on Instagram. Do as much as you can and do it now. And in 15 years, you'll be giving this talk. You'll be driving the nice car. You'll have the business. And if you don't, you'll be sweeping floors outside Woolworths. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I guarantee you probably don't want to do it for the rest of your life.
How do you cut loose friends that you have to see on a day-to-day basis?
There's two ways you can do this. There's the 2019 way, which you just block and delete them. Get the idea? Or you can do what I suggest, and you have an uncomfortable conversation. And you say, hey, Jono, Davo, whatever his fucking name is, we've been friends for 5 years, and it's been great. We had some good times. But I'm doing this now. Or I don't like how you do this. Or I'm going this way now. And look, I would prefer it if we don't see each other. It's like breaking up with someone. If you guys ever done that, I just block and delete them. Start to speak your truth and say, hey, I want to get back into sport. I want to do something cool with my life. And you just sit around fucking smoking bongs. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be nasty, but just tell them what you want. Tell them the truth.
Some people don't take the truth as the truth, though. Some people take the truth as opinion or insult.
Well, if me and Ben were having an argument, for example, there's Ben's version of the truth, there's my version of the truth, and then there's the actual truth. I mean, who's right? Who's right? It doesn't matter. It's what you want. It's what you see. And you'll find this time and time again, the more you guys become who you truly want to be, you probably have more people who don't like you. You probably have more people who don't like you. You probably have more people who disagree with you. But the beautiful thing is you'll have about 10 people in your life who you have an unshakable relationship with. And more importantly, you want to have an unshakable relationship with yourself. And I know that's very hard to understand at your age, but you need to build that relationship with yourself, because your friends in high school, they're probably not going to be your friends in 20 years. Or should you lose a job, or should you go to prison, or should you, whatever it is, and I hope you don't, you realize who your friends are when you go through those kind of things.
And what if your friends are close to you, the same ones you cut loose, the same ones that hurt, and you know will always be there. How does that work out?
I'm actually in a place called Frankston right now. It's a city in Melbourne. I grew up here, and I live in Thailand now. And I know that sounds strange. If someone said that to me in year 12, I'm like, you live in another country? That's cool. So I'm in Frankston, and there's a friend of mine called Ben. And we grew up together, we used to skateboard together. And he watched the whole transition. He watched me go off the rails. He watched me do all these things. And I'm going to his house tonight. It's his wife's birthday. We're still great friends. People will change, and people will grow, and people will evolve with you. And we've told each other the truth 20 plus fucking years. That's why we're good friends. Like, he's told me I can do better when I can do better. And he's told me I'm a good person when I needed to hear it, and vice versa. But also I have hundreds of friends here who I cut loose over the years, or who I don't speak to, or maybe reach out to me while I'm here and I just ignore the message. Because I know who I want in my life, and at the end of the day, I'm comfortable with the man I see in the mirror. And I know this sounds like pretty easy stuff, but it's Friday night. And I know what you guys do on a Friday night. And when your friends message you tonight, and let's do this and let's do that, what do you really do? What's that, brother?
Stay home, play Fortnite.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Who does have plans this weekend that probably aren't productive? Yeah. And again, don't be like, oh yeah, you're doing something you shouldn't. Like, appreciate someone's honesty. It's hard to do that.
I split my time evenly between recreation and hard work. So I work for most of the day and then kick back at night.
Yeah.
And then have a late one at night and then get up and go to work the next day.
Mate, that's fair enough. Like, I'm pretty sure most of the people in that room don't work all weekend. Who can tell me where they want to be in 20 years?
No.
Go for it.
What I'd like to do in my life is become a personal trainer and maybe do something like floor laying or work in the charter down in Whitsundays there, game fishing with my dad's old company.
Yeah.
Or I want to move to England, become an electrician with my family over there, or I want to become a roofer because I've got 2 trades over there waiting for me. So what my plan is to find a nice place with a lot of opportunity and good people. Like some people I probably know from a while back, and just, work, go to the gym, just do everything I want to do. And hopefully not work out in my life because I'll be doing what I love, which is personal training, fishing, lifting things, whatever.
Yeah. Awesome, man. I want everyone to give, what was your name?
Billy.
Give Billy a round of applause because no one else is going to say that. And do you feel good for being the first one to say that?
Well, it runs through my mind every day, so just, I feel good. Yeah.
And go first. Always go first. I know it's scary. I know it's uncomfortable. But always go first. Because if you wait till you're comfortable or you wait till the right time, it's usually too late.
Yeah.
And we're running out of time very quickly on this talk. And there'll be someone in this room like, fuck, I wish I said something. I was a pussy.
Honestly, I want to be, where I want to be in 3 years is I want to be able to help people, give people the help that I didn't have growing up. It was like, I grew up in a broken home. Right now, I try to prove myself to my father. Nothing I do is good enough for my dad. So I almost look, right now I'm looking at him going, well, if you can do, stick it, and you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be a social worker, someone that will help people. Someone who will sit down there and give people the help that I didn't have going on. Is there to talk to other people, express their emotions to.
And have you looked into the avenues of what you need to do for that?
Into the avenues of what you need to do. Yes, I have. I do realize it's really hard to do that sort of stuff, but I'm willing to do anything it takes I want to do anything it takes to actually get where I want to be.
Yeah. And I want you guys to remember, be careful what you wish for. Because strangely enough, you get it. And that's why it's important to know your truth. Because if you say, I want a house, and I want 2 kids, and I want this job, and then you get it, and you're like, fuck, I didn't want this at all. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to do this. I wanted to be a social worker. I didn't want to be an accountant. The fuck? And this is the stuff that'll make you change, because if you don't stay on the path that you want, and this is where I made the mistake, I was doing things that I wasn't meant to do. And I don't mean drinking and drugs. I mean, I stayed in the gym too long. I did things other people's way for too long. I didn't live up to my potential, not even close. And like I said, are you doing everything you can in the hour? Are you doing as little as possible so Ben won't yell at you? And why do people drink every night? Why do people eat chocolate every night? Why are people 40 kilos overweight? It's not for no reason. It's because they're trying to dull out the pain. It's like, I should have done something different. I can still do something different. I'm not speaking my truth. That's okay. I've got a bottle of vodka and Netflix. I'm not going to think about it. And I tried, man. I tried to dull out the pain. I tried to dull out my thoughts. You can't do it. And I can imagine if you guys are in Ben's class, imagine if you guys are listening to this, there's something that you want to do. Go fucking do it. Like, if I can go from where I came from to do this, like I said, I'm just an example. You can do anything.
What can we do each day to make sure that we stay on our path, that we stay focused, we can keep moving toward our goals?
I would say intentions. Intentions and results. I mean, who here says they work hard? And then if I asked you a second time, I'm like, do you work hard? You're just fucking saying that. Do you work hard like while you're on the clock, or do you work hard until your favorite TV show is on? Do you work hard until it's Friday night and it's time to party? And this is it's a question I want you to answer in your own time. Because my mentor asked me this over the weekend. I still have a mentor. And I suggest you find one too. Maybe Ben for now. He's a great man. But intentions versus results. Intentions versus results. And you'll hear this from everyone. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm doing the best I can. I work hard and all these things. Versus, did you read one book a week? Just one thing. One thing to get where you want to go. Maybe it's read a book a week. Maybe it's volunteer at a social working event or program or something like that. Maybe it's finding out how to get your personal training course and you need to save up $100 a week. Maybe it's buying that ticket to go live in England. Intentions versus results. Did you put the $100 in the bank this week? Or did you just say you're going to do it? That's it. That is it. You don't have to prove it to me. You don't have to prove it to Ben. You will have the result. And that's the thing I got caught up in. I'm doing a good job. I'm working hard. I'm telling the truth. I'm doing the right thing. And I was full of shit for a long fucking time. And you will be too. And you continually have to break down the stories and your ego and your pride until you're getting the results versus you saying you're doing all these things. And if you can understand that concept and take that away, in 20 years' time, you're going to have millions of dollars. You're going to have everything you want. And you say, holy shit, Dan, thank you for that lesson. That's it. Motivation doesn't last. Doing the right thing, what does that even fucking mean? Intentions versus results. $100 in the bank. Reading one book a week. Like, read a book a day if you can. Staying back an hour and working with Ben at school. Like, did you do it or did you not do it? Oh, I didn't feel like it. Or I was tired. Or my dad's an asshole. Yeah, he probably is. Intentions versus results. That's it. And like, I know that's a very tough lesson for kids, but man, like, this is what I teach to grown-ass men. This is why you need to take that away now. What's up?
I would like to tell you what I want to do with my life.
Yeah, I would love to hear it.
I want to become a machinery operator. I would like to earn myself tickets, eventually do dump trucks. I'd love to go over Australia and do all the mines, schools, and explore the world. I love traveling. I want to gain experience. I want to gain knowledge about the world. I want to become independent, grow within myself, become stronger, build up my life with happiness. Happiness to me is having a stable and enjoyable job, having a boat so I can go fishing, a family that I can care for, a family that I can really have, really what I want to do.
That's awesome. I actually trained a Australian girl from, I believe, Gladstone. She's really bogan, but she used to drive those big ass trucks, made a lot of money. Because you said that, I will put you in contact with her, and she can tell you what to do to become that person.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
And this is what happens when you put yourself out there and ask. The universe will deliver. But if you can't even ask, you ain't going to get what you want. And then when you get the opportunity like I'm going to give to you now, are you going to have the best intentions? Or are you going to have the results and get the tickets? And I'm not drilling you on the spot. I'm talking to everyone in the room. So Ben knows what my memory's like. Make sure I give you that contact, Ben.
One of the comments before was, I work hard when I need to.
Yeah.
Just I work hard when I need to. What do you think of that?
What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean when you need to? Generally, when you need to, it's too late. Generally, when you need to, it's too late. There's a lesson for you. All the time, every opportunity you can, work, show up, do it. Because when you need to is too late. When you need to is when you're 40 grand in debt as a grown-ass adult. When you need to is when you go homeless. When you need to is when you realize your friends are full of shit. Every day, all the time, you're on the clock. And I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying don't rest. I'm not saying don't sleep. Don't get me wrong. When Ben sees my life, most of the time I'm laying around on the couch with my cats. But when I work, I fucking work. When I sit on the beach, I sit on the beach. And then when I work, I work. When I go to bed, I set my intentions for tomorrow. What do I need to do? At the end of the day, do I have the results? Or have I just had another day of fucking intentions where I don't do it? I don't say, oh, I'm going to get 100 likes on Facebook. I'm going to pretend like my life's great. Like, I'm going to make sure my clients don't leave because I need them not to leave. If they sign on the dotted line, I overdeliver. I give them as much as I can. Not because I need them to stay. Because I love what I do. And if you're just doing what you need to do, you don't love what you do. Gentleman in the hat.
Oh, no, he's just scratching.
No, sorry, I thought you had your hand up, bro.
Oh, all good.
Ben, what's our time on this?
Yeah, well, Belle's about to go for lunch, so you guys, we can stay. I don't know what your time commitments are. If you want to stay and ask another question or two.
Man, I can hang out. I just, I don't want to finish this on a nonsensical lesson. Like, what's the most important thing you guys want to take away from this? Because I want you to imagine that I'm you in the future, and I've done what you want to do, and I've made the mistakes that you didn't want to make. What do you want to know?
Do what I love. Stick with it. Right now, I go to a church in Cairns called Royals Church, and I'm a junior pastor, so I just preach to the younger ones that are like.
That's awesome, man.
I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be able to motivate people. But also to be able to help them.
Who's up the back there? They seem like they want to really ask me something. Come sit up the front. Come sit up the front.
I just wanted to say thanks. I feel like I got what I needed out of it today. Heard what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Now it's just up to me to do what I can.
It is up to you guys. Like, I can't give you anything. I can tell you what to do, but I can't give you anything. You guys need to do it. So I really appreciate that.
Cheers for that, man.
You're welcome.
It was funny because before you actually came up on the live call here, we were talking about how sometimes you can't open your own eyes. You have
Yeah.
to have someone else open your eyes for you.
Yeah.
Like in the same routine every day, you can't break out of that. And it's only until someone else helps you break out of that that you can go forward. Like this is everything you told us. I blow it up and put it in my room. Of this lesson in particular, helping us from being where you were, you know, in your younger years, being the criminal and all that sort of stuff, to now sitting up in front of a year 12 class, mentoring our year 12 teacher. You know, that opened my eyes. I thank you for that.
Glad I could do that. I'm just planting a seed, and in 20 years' time, when you have what you want, I want you to come find me.
I will. I'll remember your name. I'll find you. Thanks, mate.
You're welcome. All right, my guys, I know what it's like to be your age, and I know what it's like to be lunchtime. You're welcome to stay, or you're welcome to go. It's up to you.
Well, I'm a fat kid. I need to go get food.
All right, my guys. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and like I said, I can't do anything for you. You might not agree with what I've said, but it's up to you at the end of the day. You're either going to have what you want, or you're going to have a bunch of stories.
Then I just want to say much love and God bless. You know, thank you for it actually, you know, it made me think about a lot of stuff. So I also lost my mum at a young age.
Yeah.
That was really hard for me, but you know.
Yeah, I can tell you've been through a lot. Hang in there. God bless.
Love and God bless. Keep it up, man. You got it.
That was awesome, Dan. So he's got a pretty keen Instagram, but that you really hit home with a few of those boys. And yeah, you know, same message I've been trying to give, but it just takes someone else to deliver it in a different way, and it's really hit home for them. So it's definitely achieved out of this what I needed to achieve and what I wanted to achieve. So thank you for your time.
Awesome, man. Like, I know what it's like to be in that scenario too. Like, let things sink in. If you guys have any questions, like, I'm only a message away for Ben, so feel free to ask him. And yeah, if you want to find me on Facebook, if you want to find me on Instagram, feel free to shoot out a message, and I'll help you as much as I can. But like I said, it's up to you to do the work.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah. When you were getting up in the world, moving up and all that, and
Bro, I'm still moving up. Like, I'm just getting started.
yeah, when you're moving up and all that, was your head full of the things you needed to do and wanted to do, and you weren't happy until you did them?
Yeah, and that's the trap. You think, when I have $1 million, when I have this watch, when I have all these tattoos, like when I have X amount of girls, like when I have all these things, like I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
And you'll never be happy. Maybe for a day. And that's why I said you need to understand who you are. You need to find the truth in who you are and what you do. Fix the relationship with yourself. And you could be broke, you could be lost, you could be unsure, but as long as you got that relationship with yourself and with God, Jesus, aliens, whatever you want to call it, as long as you've got a strong and healthy relationship with yourself and you know where you're going, you'll be able to do anything regardless of how much money you have in the bank, regardless of the brand of the shirt you're wearing. That's how I've been able to go through it, because I always knew where I was going. And now what I have now is just a manifestation of what I saw in my mind and kept stepping forward into.
Yeah, alright. Yeah. Also another question is at the moment in my life, my dad, he's finding it really hard to motivate himself and all that.
Yeah.
Because like we had a crap couple of weeks there, Nearly chopped my toe off. My mum and dad got divorced. I lost all my mates and all that. Like a lot of stuff happened. My brother had.
They lost you. They lost you. Not the other way around.
Yeah, they lost me. Yeah. Yeah, they did. But yeah. I just because my dad he likes to sit down and drink and all that, and that's all he's doing at the moment is drinking his dramas away. But tried telling him there's no point feeling sorry for you. Go and do something with your life and all that. Go come get in the gym with me, dad, but all that. How did you motivate? What could I say to my dad to?
I didn't, man. I didn't. My mum's dead. You can't change someone, unfortunately. What you can do, though, is lead. And you might say, I can't lead someone older than me. I can't lead my dad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty young, man. I have grown-ass men all over Australia who listen to me. Because I lead. And I don't say, come on, Ben, like, go to the gym, and come on, Ben, like, do this. I say, this is what I'm doing, motherfucker. You can do it if you want to. So start going to the gym. Start reading books. Start smiling. And he'll look at you and he'll either want to do that or he'll go down his road. But unfortunately, man, these are the decisions you have to make. And this is what people won't tell you. Like, you just got to look out for you.
Definitely not going down my dad's road of drinking and all that.
But don't try and save him either, because I tried to do that and it nearly killed me. Just do you, and if he wants to change, he'll change. And if not, man, unfortunately, even at some stage, you might have to cut him loose until he's ready to come back in your life and be a decent dad.
Yeah.
And it's really hard because you see someone that loves you and then you do something like drinking or drugs over yourself, and it really hurts.
Yeah, I get it. And that's why you guys need each other. That's why you guys need not only each other, not just Ben, but you need a rock solid relationship with yourself, because you leave home, you have you. But that's okay. If you have you and you're rock solid like I had to be, you'd be okay. And like I get it. Like I've been through shit too. And I survived. And you guys can too. But you really need to listen to what I had to say today. I recorded it. I'll send it to Ben. Watch the replay. But yeah, it's not a joke. Shit's not easy. And you can either make the decision now and become the person you want, or you can let life just fucking drag you around and take you wherever it wants.
Thank you for that today, Dan. I got a lot out of it. You reinforced my motivation because lately I've been going through a lot of shit. I can't walk.
Welcome, man. Not alone.
Divorced a couple of weeks ago. And it's really reinforced me to chase my dreams.
Use that pain as fuel.
Pardon?
Use that pain as fuel.
Yeah. You know, this is one of my things. I've run off fear. Like, I fear that I'll fail. So I motivate myself to not fail because I fear it. I fear it that much that I get motivated by my fear to do well. Like, I fear getting small. I fear saying the wrong thing. I fear sitting in the wrong place. It just motivates me to do all the right things. And
I want you to stop operating out of fear and start acting out of love for yourself, for your life, for the people around you.
Obviously, that comes into it too because I love gym and all that. But yeah, it's actually a mix of that love and fear. I guess it's a good relationship. For me, I'm doing well. But yeah, thank you for that, Dan.
You're welcome. I got to wrap this up, my guys. But it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
I look forward to seeing your stories in 3 months, 6 months' time, and make sure you any questions you have, shoot them through to Ben.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, big dog. Thanks for that, man.
Mate, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
Have a good afternoon.